In the beginning, when we started talking about this whole scandal, I thought it was very odd that it said that they confiscated all the baby oil because I think you just need photos of 1,000 or 10,000, however much baby oil it was. You don't need to take it.
The actual baby oil.
Unless there's something in it. Like you don't need to take the baby oil. You take a photo and go, this is weird, right? I don't think you need to take it. So today I randomly am scrolling on the 6 and it says, Diddy threatened woman with a knife, doused her with drug-infused oil before alleged assault. What's in this baby oil?
This is such a banana cake story that when you say they confiscated, just listen to this sentence. Listen how fucking ridiculous this is. They confiscated all the baby oil.
Yeah.
If I was at a restaurant and walked past a table and that's the only sentence I got from their conversation, I would piss myself before I got to the turlet because that's how wackadoodle that statement is.
Yeah.
What the fuck was going on with this man at these freak fests? Also, could he have not named it something? I can't take our newscasters seriously when they're like, and at the freak fest.
Yeah.
And this, I don't mean to sound funny when I'm saying it. Like, it's almost like it was all a game for him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm naming it Freak Fest, like Coachella, but with rape. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? It's horrific. Every detail that comes out of this is one nightmare after the next. We have gotten to such a dark place with just the few details that
you're trafficking 9-year-olds. Like I can't even, sometimes you just have to scroll away and know that, yeah, I'm an ignorant asshole that I just scrolled away. But sometimes you just have to know, like you can't fucking even let your mind wander there because
it's too dark.
The attorney alleged that Combs threatened her client with a knife and made her take off her clothes before dousing her with an oil-like substance, which she claimed may have been infused with a date rape drug like GHB. I think I even said GHB. And then he takes what she believes in some type of liquid substance out of a bag, out of a fanny pack to be specific, and he squirts it at her. And she originally thought it was like acid or something, but then realized that it was some type of lubricant or oil. Once the woman was allegedly covered in this oil, that's when the attack began with Mr. Combs and then the friend. In between the two of them, she was squirted some more with this oil, and then the bodyguard then attacks her and rapes her as well.
Oh my God.
As the alleged attack went on, the woman's body got more and more limp. She couldn't figure out what was causing it. It wasn't as if she was forced any drugs, the attorney claimed. She said she had a cup of water that she took a sip of, and she knew immediately it wasn't just water, but she only took a sip. And she felt that whatever the liquid was being squirted on her, had something in it, which essentially debilitated her and her faculties.
Whether it was the thing that she took a sip of or the baby oil, lubricant stuff that they were squirting all over her, something impaired her.
Yeah.
From being able to like say, get off of me, I'm leaving, or even move her body, like whatever, whatever the exact quote was.
But that would just, make so much more sense as to why they took all those bottles, because someone had likely reported something that
or they opened it and smelt it and they're like, this is not Johnson & Johnson's baby oil.
We talked about this headline last week, but I just wanted to touch on the attorney who keeps popping up to speak on the topic of the tapes that are being shopped around. And like, maybe I'm nuts and she's just trying to explain the process of catch and kill, but the way she goes about it feels so sus to me. I don't know. Check it out.
To possibly help them. The person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They really want to help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person, but it seems as if they are going elsewhere.
You know, we know that you've seen the footage. You talked about that last week when you were with us. So, you know, as you know who it is, and I know that you can't tell us who it is for all the reasons, right? But as you know who it is, and as we're moving through this story, and it's starting to really feel like it's unraveling, and you feel bad for the person, and we don't even know who it is there anything more you can tell us about that part of it?
I really do feel bad about the person. Part of the reason that I did come and say something outside of just to protect my own safety, but I wanted to sound the alarm, essentially, ring the dog whistle, if you will, to that person that maybe they should do something about this before it came out. Mm-hmm. If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catch and kill. That's the only way to ensure that it doesn't come out. You know, we're taught that God helps those who helps themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Wow. Well, do you think this is going to surface publicly? I mean, are we getting close to that moment?
From what I'm hearing, I think so. I'm hearing whispers that there is at least one major network, possibly two, in a bidding war for that footage. So I believe we're sooner rather than later maybe finding out, unless that person comes and purchases the video themselves, which is really the goal of the people who have the video. They just, at this point, if that person doesn't want to purchase it, then it's going to go on the open market.
Wow. Is there a way to make this go away other than the hush money thing? Is there anything that can be done legally?
It's not a hush money situation. There's a thing of value that is for sale. So in a legal sense, the only way to control it is to have possession of it, and to have possession of any and all copies. I saw from the New York Post article that there seems to be more than one person. I don't know who the other person is who purports to have this video. They may just be a copycat who's trying to capitalize off of the publicity and say that they have a copy. Again, I can only be sure of the person that I spoke to and the stills that I saw, and that they do have a copy. But if someone else has a copy, I don't know. I can't attest to that. However, the only thing to do is to control the situation. And the only way to control it is to have possession of it. And the only way to have possession of it is to purchase it. So that's really the only way to ensure this won't see the light of day.
So the only way to ensure that it doesn't see the light of day is to gain possession of the tape. And the only way to do that is to buy it. Now, there may be another copy, but she can't speak on that. Okay, so where does that leave us? Because it seems like you're really pressing this person to buy something for what's likely an obscene amount of money. And even if we can trust that the person selling it won't keep a copy, someone else might have a copy anyway. Also, I love that she keeps saying that the person selling it really wants to help. This tape is priced at like $50 million. So helping doesn't usually cost $50 million and include the passive threat of a news network bidding war waiting in the wings. I don't know. I could be out of touch.
A lot of people settle cases, settle things, buy things, do catch and kills every day. This isn't out of the ordinary.
Right.
So if the person is that concerned about this seeing the light of day, where they're praying that it goes away, I can certainly tell that person, I hate to say prayer won't work in this situation.
I mean, yeah, if you've got the money, you should just making me think like,
She seems like she's publicly negotiating, but like behind a veil.
Like stake in the game.
Yeah.
Because she says it so many times and you're like, this is awkward. Like, cut to someone else. This is getting weird.
If I had the tapes, but I don't, I would give them to someone, but I don't have them.
There's a lot of people that are already paying off the victims.
Last week at the news conference, that you would begin filing lawsuits as early as this week. Do you have plans to do so? And do they involve celebrities? Do they involve just Diddy, people beyond Diddy?
I think I'll let the lawsuits speak for themselves. I don't expect there to be anything. Everyone's focused on what other celebrities were involved. Who's going to be named, who's going to be outed. I don't expect that to happen this week. I'm hoping to file some lawsuits this week. They, of course, will include Mr. Combs and some corporate entities. If you were attending one of these parties, if you will, and you attended before, or you knew what was going to happen, that is, you knew that a particular drug was being used in drinks that was causing people to be coerced and taken advantage of, and you were there in the room, or you participated, or you watched it happen and didn't say anything, or you helped cover it up, in my view, you have a problem. And as we file each one of these cases, we're going to make an effort to resolve them on the front end. But failing that, we're going to file public lawsuits and pursue these cases aggressively. So who will be named, when they will be named, all that will come out in due course.
Are we talking about celebrities on the level of Diddy?
I would expect so, yes.
Have you sent any demand letters out to anybody other than Diddy?
We have, and I want to explain that process.
Probably what a lot of people are waiting for is like, they're going to release names. No, that guy, he's serious. That guy has got all these clients. Doing his press conferences and taking these interviews, it's like advertising to say, you guys should probably just start paying people. Like a lot of people are already paying people. So give me a call. Here's my 800 number, 1-800-accidentes. And so I feel bad that I think that like no one's like, we might not ever really find out any names because they're giving all these people a chance to just pay off the victims, which I don't shame a victim. If all you want is money, fucking A, man, you take whatever you want. Like some people I think want to see, no, I want to see your ass behind bars. And some people are like, I don't know if I'll ever see your ass behind bars. So I'd like my $2 million now. Thanks. And
That's
I'd
what
like
I was
to
gonna
like move
say.
on with my life and forget this ever happened.
I think their lawyer probably breaks it down to them like, look, here's what the case looks like.
Yeah.
And with the justice system that we're dealing with, you have a 20% chance of getting actual justice in the way you want it.
Yeah.
You have an 80% chance of getting a check that could be life-changing for you.
The people out there that like really give a shit about changing this whole thing up, I hope that there's
By whole
enough.
thing, do you mean like the dynamic of what goes on
Just
with
yeah,
situations
like
like this?
If you let them pay everyone off,
Yeah.
again, there's no shame on the victims. That's your choice. I totally respect that. I would probably do the same thing, like just take the money because I'm not going to spend 10 years in court on something I don't know like what's going to happen. I'd rather just move on with my life and have a fucking nice bank account.
And you also got to remember, he has, I'm sure, like ill fans that ride for him.
Yeah.
Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he did this to you. Do you as a private citizen want to live your life being harassed by people that just are so blinded by like their one-way relationship with this guy? He helped create Biggie. He's made all this music that is the soundtrack to my life. I love him. I'm from the same town as him. Whatever connection people could have to this person, they're going to just blindly believe him.
Not even blindly believing him. It's like, it's just like there's something in it for you to ride for him. Like this entire thing is pay to play for everyone. The whole thing comes with a huge consequence. Like there is
Huge.
no winning in a lot of this. So if you can get money out of it and like you've weighed out the options and like that's going to be fine for you, then like go for it. But the people that have any power, like the Kendrick Lamars out there who will not fucking go away, with everything he's been doing to Drake. Like I'm so into it. I love it. We need more of you guys who are like, don't need money. Don't need, like, you need to keep exposing this or you're just like, we just kind of move on to the next phase of this. Like,
That's why I think that woman, Cassie, who was in like a long-term relationship with him, it's the tape of her getting just pummeled in that hotel room or hallway. People like her speaking up, it's important for everyone to speak up, but like she has the means, the public profile, all of this to, not that it makes it easier, but like for her to say something might really help move the needle.
if there's all of these people that have been involved, like so many more people, I don't know who they all are, but everything is pointing to like a very large group of very fucking powerful people, which it always is when you uncover these things later. It's never just like one guy and some minions. It takes a lot of power to keep something like this going for 20, 30 years. And so if we never find out who any of them are, nothing changes.
Well, but something's going to change just in the respect of like Harvey Weinstein is behind bars and he will finish his life there. And he has.
I don't know if he will.
Oh, you don't think he will?
No, I think I feel like I don't know enough about this, but I feel like there's been some appeals that he's getting things tossed out.
Okay, great. Let's just say he gets out at some point. He is a social pariah.
Yeah.
No one is going, he is not going to have the life that he once had. I don't know if he'll ever be able to really see his children the way he was able to just come home after work and daddy's home and all that kind of stuff. Like his life is forever.
It is, but he almost now, and Mike brought this up the other day, he almost now looks like the most normal, like, casting couch
Rapist?
guy. I mean, truly though, like, when you're looking at this guy who, like, when the Epsteins and the Diddys of the world, when they've got those RICO cases that it's just like Homeland Security has to get involved, and it's like huge conspiracy and huge trafficking charges and like so many people plotting and involved in like a big, like, basically like crime organization. it makes Harvey Weinstein, who
Hold my beer.
seriously, like, which it's just like you get numb to it, which is just one other kind of layer of how if the people that can do something about this don't do something about it, then like nothing really changes.
Yes, unfortunately, the world that we live in, Rome wasn't built in a day. If someone's if the head of the crime family's going down, that ain't nothing, because you really do have to be a specific kind of human being to be at the top of that kind of a food chain.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they run as quote unquote well without that specific kind of sociopath, rapist, sexual harasser at the top of the chain. And I think that, okay, if Weinstein went down. He did. Like, I know it's not in the same way.
No, yeah,
Epstein
no.
went down and lost his life for it.
Right.
Like, and Diddy, whatever happens
But
with
we
him.
never got the Epstein file. Like we
No,
still
but all
don't know,
that-
because all of that got to go away. Like we might, like Epstein every single day. I remember him less and less every day that goes
Yes,
by.
but that's life. Like, do you understand that like all of the tobacco companies own all of the food companies? Like,
Of course.
Right? So like we're
Yes.
just pulling a thread everywhere if that's the case.
It's just that when like the people are the politicians and they're the bankers that are deciding who gets loans and who doesn't, and like there is something about like world shifting events, like there is just an opportunity to weed out, like these are such horrible crimes,
But
that like
that's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
the
We
shot
have
to
weeded.
we weed one guy from both. Like we got Epstein, we got Diddy. There's a jillion people that were involved in that, and we got the fucking prince. Who gives a shit? He lives elsewhere. Like,
So my only point is, at least like when when you know there's a cop sitting in a certain area on the freeway, you're not going to speed,
yeah.
right?
Listen,
So
it's not nothing.
That's
I'm
my
with
only
you
point.
on that.
It's just
on
it's
all
not
that stuff.
nothing,
Yeah,
and
it's
Rome
not
wasn't built in a
nothing.
day.
Okay. One thing that could come of this that's like on a positive note, which is a very small positive. I have this feeling that there have been maybe some rappers that, I'm not saying that like they've had their issues. The Kanyes, the Eminems, I'm not saying that anybody left because of Diddy, but I do think that certain rappers who have a certain kind of genius are very sensitive to things in the world. I don't think that we have really taken in the effect that he has had on the industry as a whole, and the people that have to work in it and maybe had worked in it for a good stretch of time. And then as any industry shifts with like streaming and a person can only take so much. And
Totally.
I have this feeling that like Kanye has been gone for a while for good reason. He has said some ridiculous things. He's got some mental issues. I think he's going to have a comeback. I think Eminem's going to have a comeback. I even think Ice Cube might come back. Like what we have been robbed of is all of our fucking favorite artists that we grew up with. There is a lot of nostalgia with the Diddys and the Jay-Z's, and like I don't know what's gonna happen with Jay-Z, but like so many fingers are pointing to this guy. I know you're not comfortable with that, but like I'm just open to the fact that like that has been said so many times. That there are things that people just say, and then there are things that so many different kinds of people say that like I am not gonna be shocked if something more comes out about him. I do also think though that he has more money than God, and if anyone's paying for anything to go away, they will be able to, and whatever. But I think that we are going to be looking for those artists who have taken a little hiatus, and we are going to be like, not just like welcoming them back. I'm not saying to overlook all of Kanye's shenanigans.
Like, I really do think he needs deep mental help.
No,
like
so
I think
do I.
he
So do I. If he's
and
comes
also maybe
back
make some
in
apologies to communities that he's deeply
right,
offended.
and I don't know if I will ever be able to really expect that from him. Like
I
don't
agree
know.
with you. I don't know if that well is dry is what
Yeah.
it feels like to me. But sorry, go ahead.
There's an opening right now that we are all going to be looking for the people that served us so well in our like adolescence and in our upbringing at college years. And when we first got our car, like I think that when you're 16 and you get your car, like everybody like needs music all throughout their lives. But
Yes.
there's like a certain time when you're like, no, I'm going to make a playlist. I'm having a house party. And like for me, I was born in the 80s. So like
Your car was like your space,
Yeah,
right? Like you shared a bathroom with all your siblings. You had
it's
whatever,
your
like
space.
there's no lock on your door. Everyone's in and out. Your car, no, this is my space. I play my music. I do what I want. I have my stickers on the car, whatever it is.
We're all listening to all this old music right now because we're all making our shorts and diving back into those songs. And I even just started listening to Kanye again like 3 or 4 days ago. And I'm like, God, he's fucking good, man.
Listen,
and
he
Eminem
is a musical
is
genius.
The GOAT. Eminem is the GOAT.
He's amazing. Amazing.
I think that people are going to be, like I said, not just open to these people coming back, but like fiending for it. I'm waiting to see like if they're going to make their entrance back.
But here's my conspiracy on Eminem. I just think he went away because he was like, I'm good. I'm rich. I don't really have anything to say right now. And I'm going to go live in Michigan and have a great life.
He went away because he didn't want to miss his daughter growing up.
That's what I like.
But I also think that if you're living in a cesspool in Hollywood and like you don't even want to bring your daughter here because like I just think that some people are more just like the struggle is too real to stay. I think that Kanye knew he had to get out, and he's pointing so many fingers, and he's been talking about so many of these guys for a long time. He said so many crazy things that like the nuggets that do make sense often get overlooked. And so I think that there's a lot of people that are like going to bop their head around the corner and be like, is he gone? Oh, he's gone, guys. Because
it's like
I
ding
think it was
dong,
that
the witch
bad.
is dead. The ding,
But
like
I
they're
don't
all
think that
gonna...
people really are thinking about the stronghold that this crime organization has had on the way that any artist is allowed to come up.
Yeah, it really is like there was a crime organization in the middle of this massive global force that is music.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
TBD, I guess.
Because I do really want that music back.
Who doesn't? Next time, in case any youngsters are listening to this, we could get the good music without the sexual assault.
I guess.
You
knows?
can. I've done the research. You can.
Foof almost got the bug.